Hi guys, Saki with another Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a free-for-all match on the map Run the Gauntlet. I'm starting in the top right position, playing as the Soviets. Now this is quite a different type of match to a free-for-all match I usually play. I'm against two unknown players and it's a bit like strange, this map, because you wouldn't really use it for a free-for-all match. And the reason is it's sort of like split into two halves. And there's two narrow passages leading from the bottom half of the map to the top half of the map. So it's meant for 2v2 matches. That's all I can say. So it was quite a bit strange, yeah, that they requested this. And it's a couple of players I haven't played against before. So I don't really know what to expect. We've also got aftermath unit switched on. So that's just another thing. So what that means is it plays a lot differently because I'm playing as Soviets. That means I can build things like shock troopers. They're very, very strong against tanks. I can also build things like new submarines, missile submarines, which can like fire on buildings and tanks if I get to the water. So it leads to a few different options. And the strange thing is as well, the reason you wouldn't play, especially a three-way free-for-all match you wouldn't have on this map, is because there's two teams on the south side. So you'd think, like, obviously the two teams on the other side would, like, fight each other first. So it's a bit of a weird thing to do. And three-ways are not really the best for free-for-alls anyway, because what you usually get is you get two teams fighting it out, and then a team that holds back is usually the team that wins. And now you can see some red troops getting into my base, so I've been very careless there. And I don't know this map at all, actually, so I've just been, I'm sort of, like, figuring it out myself. As I'm playing the game, but I'm just going to try and take out that heavy tank. You can see that heavy tank's on quite low HP and trying to fire on my V2 rocket. My V2 rocket doesn't have much HP itself, but what we're trying to do is just take it out. And I've got an extra MCV, so I've gone for quite a risky strategy at the start. I'm going for an extra MCV and going to take it to another part of the map, because you can see the ore situation is absolutely terrible where I am. I've actually got another ore refinery out there, but I'm going to need some ore from somewhere. And it looks like the closer you get to the middle, the better the ore situation gets, because you can see here on this left side, which is quite far down, you can see the ore situation does look that much better. So what I'm doing now is I'm starting to produce some tanks, and I'm going to produce another ore refinery just to improve my ore situation, and I'm going to be able to make sure I'm got the power, of course, because if you don't have enough power, your building speed is going to be slow. And I'm going to build a second war factory. I'm just going to keep an eye out on that red player, because he seems to be quite aggressive at the start, taking his heavy tank up early on in the game. And now I've got my second war factory out. That's going to give me an increased building speed. But you can see these heavy tanks on the left side of the map taking out my MCV. So obviously in a bad situation there. I'm trying to build my Tesla coil, and I'm going to need to try and I might go for an attack on their base and just leave that left side of the map and go for, because the thing is, if he takes the tanks outside his base, that single Tesla coil isn't probably going to be enough just to hold, because even though Tesla coils do great damage, they do have low HP. But you can see I've made a little bit of a mistake there, and I've lost my tank, so that's a big a big mistake at that time of the game. I'm going to build another large power plant just to get my power up, because he's destroyed my other base, and now I'm going to have to sort of like regroup a little bit. Funnily enough though, I do have one of my power plants which is still okay at the other side of the map, so that might become useful later on. But right now what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to just consolidate my position on this side, and we're going to see if he goes for a counter-attack, because we did see he had more tanks than I thought he would, and now you can see that red is coming out with his base, and his army looks to be bigger than mine right at this moment. And this could be big trouble for myself. We'll have to see if he tries to push forwards. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and move my tanks around as much as possible and just minimise the damage. We'll just see how this goes. So you can see I'm using Q move, that's holding down the Q button as I do this, and you can see his tank numbers are starting to be whittled down, and I'm just getting a better trade here, and this is just due to tank control. I'm moving my tanks around more, I'm taking less damage, and you can see those tanks have been taken out. But you can see he's got yet another Tesla coil defending his base. So at the moment, it's probably going to be I'm having to think about it. I might try and go for the attack. We'll see how this goes, but you can see it's a little bit risky, and yeah, I'm going to have to pull out, actually. It's not going to work. I would say it's just with the tracking. When you've got like a bottleneck like that, the tracking is just really, really bad. And we've now got our... Yeah, we're going to try and get an ore refinery at the other side of the map as well, because you can see my economy is running quite low, and you can see those 3 tanks are coming forwards. Have I sort of like done a bit of a mistake attacking those Tesla coils? We'll have to wait and see. It's 4 tanks v 4 tanks to make that 5, because I've got another tank coming out, and you can see yet again we are getting another good trade here, moving my tanks around quite a bit and taking out those 3 tanks. Or 4 tanks. So he did a bit of damage there, but I'm okay. And we're just waiting to get these funds in so I can build another ore refinery. And when I get another ore refinery on the left side, that's going to improve my economy just so much. So now we've got that extra ore refinery there. Hopefully that's going to help us quite a bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a radar dome so I can see what's going on. And what I'm doing there is I'm just redirecting that ore truck on the left side of the map so it does go to that other ore refinery. So now we're going to go against red again. Let's see how we do this. So we've got the better tank numbers now, and just having the better tank numbers is going to give us a better trade anyway. And you can see us just moving around a little bit more, getting that better trade there, and just whittling down red's tank numbers. What we do know now though is that it's no good trying to cross that narrow bridge because there are 2 Teslas there, and it's not going to end well. Construction complete. And you can see now I'm like spreading towards like more southern part of the map. It's getting a bit better for me because I'm getting to these bigger ore patches. And now you can see red bringing more tanks over. That's only 3, and they're going to fall very, very quickly. So a little bit of a mistake there from red, because he's bringing small numbers of tanks over. They're falling down very quickly, and he's just not getting good trades from it. And what I'm doing now is I'm just taking my base right down to the south. And that's so I can build a Tesla coil down here so I can attack his units as they cross that gap. So you can now see red trying to go for my left base once again. But I'm taking a lot of tanks over there. And yeah, I don't think this time it's not going to go as well because I've been able to react a lot sooner. And I've also got a Tesla coil on the build, so I'm going to be able to lay that down very quickly. And now we've got that Tesla coil as well, and those 4 tanks are going to go down. You can see he's also got a V2 rocket there, but that's not going to do very much damage because V2 rockets, well, they do good damage against buildings, but they have very low HP. And now I'm going to be able to get a Tesla coil on this right side of the map as well. So I was struggling a bit at the start, but now things are looking a bit better. I've also got an MCV on the production line, just so I can... Construction complete. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a tech centre. Now a tech centre allows me to build units like Tanya's. It also allows me to build missile subs and also Tesla tanks as well. Although Tesla tanks I don't tend to build because they're not very useful. And you can see that V2 rocket trying to fire on me, but it's a bit far forwards. But as soon as it fires, it's going to run back to its base. Now I've got the tech centre down. Unfortunately, I'm not playing allies, so I won't get any, I won't get satellite or anything like that. And you can see that, yeah, a bit cheeky there, trying to go for that Tesla coil. And now I'm going to be getting some airfields. Now airfields allow me to build MiGs, which I'm going to start building now, and that'll allow me to take out some of the defences of red. Because I think it's about 3 MiGs maybe for a Tesla coil. I'll have to wait and see. But we are getting those airfields put down and getting those MiGs built. You can see though I am struggling a little bit for funds. So hopefully I'm going to need to strengthen my economy a bit. And I'm just pausing tank production there for a little bit. Just so I can get those MiGs. Unit ready. And I do think I have the better numbers at the moment. You can see that missile launcher not coming forwards right at the moment. And we'll get a 4th airfield down just to make sure we have enough. Unit ready. And let's see if we can take out one of those Tesla coils so our MiGs come forwards. And that's enough for 1 Tesla coil. So that's 1 Tesla coil down. And you can see my MiGs are okay at the moment. So I think speed's the key here. Just get those down. But you can see the green is coming across the other side of the map, and this could be dangerous for me. We'll have to see where does green decide. Are they going to go to the top left base, or are they going to come across and fight me head on? We'll have to wait and see. We've managed to take out those Tesla coils, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and take out red first and destroy these tanks before I have to deal with green. You can see now red's pulling back into his... Well, he hasn't pulled back to his base. He's losing those tanks there. As you can see, green's getting a little bit further. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to destroy some of those major buildings from red. Just some of the, like, things like war factories and things like that. Just to slow him down so he can't produce tanks as quickly. And I'm just going to see if his construction yard is anywhere around. But as you can see, I can't see it at the moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to pull back. I was just going to try and get a quick construction yard kill there. But it looks like green are coming in for the fight, and I'm going to need to go past. I've sort of like bottlenecked myself here because I'm having to go back to my side of the map, and you can see green is on the attack. But I'm building the power plant there. I'm going to try and get a Tesla coil down, and as I move my tanks across, I am losing quite a few there, and you can see my numbers are very, very short. I've lost all my tanks, so I am in a little bit of trouble here. Yeah, and I haven't been actually producing them. I forgot to start producing them again, so a bit of a mistake for me there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just produce a Tesla coil a bit far back. So I'm prepared to lose that part of my base. I have got like spy planes and paratroopers, so I'm going to be able to place them in other parts of the map. And yeah, just getting some paratroopers out. And you can see we've actually found green's base. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and take out some of those buildings. And hopefully that's going to sort of rattle green a bit and force them to like think a bit more about their own base. But they've placed a Tesla coil down, and that's going to take out those troops quite easily. So what I'm doing now is I'm building heavy tanks and I'm building shock troopers because I've got the funds for it. And now I'm going to bring them forwards, and what you're going to see is how effective shock troopers are against tanks. You can see they've got the better tank numbers at the moment, but with the shock troopers there, I think we're going to win this fight quite easily because those shock troopers just do so good damage. And there was also that Tesla coil which was just in range, and we've managed to get the advantage once again and push green back. So it's actually quite strange this match because you can see that green is sort of behind red. But from what I can see, red hasn't made any effort to defend against green, so I'm just wondering if they're actually working together in this game, because it's like quite strange that red all this game has always been focused on my side of the map, and he hasn't once went to like the south side. So we'll have to wait and see, and as soon as green attacked, he's attacked straight on my side, and now you can see that red is using a mix of his own, so doing what I did earlier. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to build some rocket troopers, and they just provide great, they're quite good at defense, and they're probably a bit more beneficial than building, let's say, SAM sites, which, I mean, SAM sites have the advantage that this sort of like, I guess, they don't move. But we'll build some rocket troopers for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a submarine pen. And you can see those MiGs keep on coming past, and they're destroying that radar dome faster than I can repair it. But we are getting those rocket troopers there, so they'll hopefully be starting to be able to take down some of those MiGs. And you can see that the radar dome is almost down. We have got one MiG down though, and I've got a few more rocket troopers going there right now. But now what I'm building is I'm building missile subs, and I'm going to be using those missile subs to try and do some major damage to red's infrastructure. And you can see those tanks now coming to my side of the map. Let's see how this fight goes. He doesn't have enough tanks here. Those Tesla troops, shock troopers doing great damage there. And it looks like these tanks are going to go down quite easily. We have to see if green's going to launch another attack though. And yeah, it looks like I've got plenty of rocket troopers around the map at the moment. And soon, I'm going to have this missile sub. So you can just see how good these subs are. Taking out one of those Tesla coils. And what it's going to help me on this bottleneck, because I'm going to be able to fight with those missile subs, and they'll just provide so much support. You can see already those Tesla coils have been taken down, and now we're going to be able to take out some of the other buildings, like the war factory, and those missile subs will also do great damage against tanks also. So now taking this tank army to their side of the map, let's see how we can do here. We're going to be able to take out those MiGs as well, that being a bit annoying. So we're going to take out that Tesla coil, and yeah, we're going to get rid. And now we see green coming in, and I'm just wondering, is green actually going to help his ally, like sort of help his opponents? I'm just having a wonder here. Or is he going to my side of the map? We'll have to wait and see. I'm just going to take out these airfields though while I'm here, and it looks like he's going to push and go across the other side of the map. It was just a bit of tracking issues there. But no, we have to see, he's actually going to help Red. He's gone to Red's base. So this is quite amusing, actually, because he actually is going to Red's base to actually help him. And you can see as soon as he goes into Red's base, he's not like looking at Red at all. He's just chasing my tanks. So it's like they're working as teammates, even though it's a free-for-all match technically. So you can just see him like steamrolling through Red's base. And what we're going to do here is we're going to try and take out Red's MCV. How are we going to be able to do this? We've got Red chasing us. We've got those green tanks now are going back. And I think they're going to go back to attack my base. So I don't think I've really seen that before in a free-for-all match where another person goes to another person's base to try and protect them while they're fighting. But there you go. I'm just getting another Tesla coil put down now and just having a look at where to put it. I've probably got too many missile subs there. Actually, I should have stopped building them. But you can see now those green tanks blocking the path. And you can see he's got a lot more MiGs than the other player had. But what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be bringing our tanks forwards and we're going to be trying to take out these green tanks. You can see how, oh yeah, those missile subs getting a great hit on that war factory. So it doesn't look like, and I think that barracks going to be just out of range. It does look like it's going to be there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and go and get a hit on it because you can see that Red is still producing infantry and they can be just quite annoying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out that barracks and that's going to be all the production buildings for Red out. So now even if he like gets other things, he's not going to be able to produce anything else. And now he's just taking out his radar dome and you can see that Red is selling up. He's got one ore silo left and you can see I'm actually going to lose a ore truck there, but we won't mind too much about that because Red is now out of the game. So now we can focus all of our effort on fighting against green. I've just placed another Tesla coil down there just in case I need it. And you can see our tank numbers are built up in the back of our base from our 2 war factories. So yeah, we're just able to focus here. And you can see these 2 players have a strange habit of taking their tanks to my side of the map. And it makes it quite easy when I've like got the better tank numbers, because what I'm going to be able to do now is I'm going to be able to use my tank advantage in order to take out those tanks. So we're going to go now and let's see how we can do here. You can see those tanks just sitting there at the moment, and we'll have to see, does he notice my tanks or is he just going to stay stationary? Because if he stays stationary, I'm going to get a very good trade. And you can see I'm trying to take out his tanks. He's still staying stationary. He hasn't noticed me yet. And he's losing a lot of that tank force. And it does look like that tank force is going to go down. And I think I know why he's stationary. He's focusing on other things. And he's taking out my construction yard. So I don't know if that was MiGs there he was using. No, it was just paratroopers. So yeah, it was a bit careless of me. So he has taken out my construction yard, but what I've done is I've taken out his tank army, and there was a lot of tanks that he lost there, so that's just going to give me the opportunity to now build another construction yard, and I'm going to get a spare MCV also. So I'm just going to build this one like sort of in the middle, so it's sort of like surrounded by buildings, and I'm going to get another Tesla set out, just so that one's well protected. And now you can see me with my heavy tanks on the south part of the map, and you can see that second construction yard is also protected by Tesla. I'm just making sure that I remember to keep on building tanks. I'm going to provide some extra protection on the left side of the map, because if we do get more paratroopers in, that could be dangerous for myself. And now we're on his side of the map. We can go see how we're going to go about attacking his base, but I could just see a load of Tesla there. There was 3 just all together there, and that makes it very hard to go in with tanks because it's just so well defended. So we'll have to just look at where the best opening is. And just having a bit of a look here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my construction yards and start deploying them on the bottom of the map, because you can see there's plenty of ore in this top part. And now we're going for the left side. We can see it's less defended. We've got 2 tanks there. We've got a V2 rocket. They're taken out easily. And now we're going to be able to go for those power plants. And if we do get enough power plant kills, we will be able to stop those Teslas from working. So now another power plant goes down, and we'll target the power plants first. And Yeah, we'll have to see. Those Teslas are still firing. So we're just going to go for these power plants first and just hope that they go down quite, that we're able to put them low on power. And you can see those auto trucks look like stationary, and now he's selling up. He knows it's going to be over, and good game. He's got a few tanks here, he's got a few infantry, but there's no way he's going to be able to defeat this tank force of mine. And you can see them getting taken out quite quickly, and we'll need to take out that radar dome as well, and just getting my construction yard set up on the bottom part of the map. Even though this minute it's not going to be worth it, I will just take out these ore trucks. Now it does look like he's got other buildings elsewhere because he hasn't been taken out of the game yet. I will take our other tanks to the bottom part of the map. But yeah, at this point you can see it's going to definitely be a good game. And yeah, we could see green and red quite obviously working together in that game. It's definitely not a map set out for free-for-all games, and even if you have 4 players, I wouldn't use this map for a free-for-all game. But it looks like green has tapped out, and that is now a good game. So, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.